Oh, that can't be right.
You are officially a stray.
That would mean Doug doesn't love me.
Poor little guy.
I should probably talk to him. I am a therapy dog.
Reg, you can learn how beautiful it can be when you're off the leash.
And how much trouble can 4 adorable dogs get into anyway? Let's find out, shall we? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Forever Fangirls podcast. I'm Sheila Amato, and you can find me and my wife on our website at foreverfangirls.com.
And I'm Kimberly Amato, and you can pretty much find us on all the socials with the same handle at ForeverFanPod.
We are your hosts, and we thank you for joining us.
As you heard from the trailer, we're going to be reviewing the R-rated doggy movie, Strays.
Yep, someone let the dogs out.
You were just waiting to say that, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Was it good? Just go. Okay.
I gave you the applause. Okay.
All right, cool. So we will be discussing themes and major plot points of Strays. So if you listen past the banter, you will be spoiled if you have not seen the movie yet.
I started early again.
That's okay. Because as we're recording this, we're getting ready to fly out for our last beach time of the summer. So we're a little frazzled, but that's okay.
Yeah, there's so much to do. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. Was it technically like a nap? Could it be like a nap? Or
Probably
was it
a
actually
nap.
sleep?
I don't know. But anyway, since you still have a lot of packing to do, we're just going to go straight into the discussion, okay?
Super short banter.
Okay, cool.
Just a reminder, at the time of this recording, the Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA continue to be on strike. As we are a review podcast independent of all studios, we do continue to operate as normal reviewing films, but we do want to make it clear that we 100% emphatically support the unions to get a fair deal. Now, the synopsis from IMDb for Strays is: an abandoned dog teams up with other strays to get revenge on his former owner. Wow, that's short.
Yeah, because the premise is very simple here. Doug, the human, wants to get rid of Reggie, and instead of going to the shelter, he dumps Reggie in far-off places, feigning to play catch. So Reggie thinks it's a game, and so he keeps going back to Doug. And then Doug drives, finally, 3 hours away, far away enough that Reggie can't find his way home. And then he meets Bug, Maggie, and Hunter, 3 other dogs. And the 4 become good pals and help Reggie understand that Doug hasn't been good to him. They help Reggie find his way back to Doug to get revenge. What that revenge is, we can't say here since we are not an R-rated show.
Yeah, I don't want to hold that button all show.
No, right? So, okay. Anyway, let's start with the good, shall we?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. I mean, the cast and the premise behind this was actually an interesting one because I think this is the first R-rated dog movie that we've seen.
Yeah, I can't think of one in my head of an R-rated talking dog movie. Because, Babe kind of opened the world of the, animals with the talking CGI mouths and
Personifying
and
humans. And
giving them a voice. And I think it was adorable. And I like the idea. I liked the names attached to it. I thought the animation was good. It didn't look, weak.
Right. And, I mean, this is about dogs. The dogs are so cute.
Puppies.
Did your puppies? And we have a little Boston Terrier, so it was like, we have to see it.
Yeah, except Bug wasn't as gray as our puppy is.
Our puppy is 16.
15.
She will be 16 in December.
No, she will be 15 in September.
Why am I thinking she's 16?
You can't math.
No, because apparently I'm also sleep deprived, so it's
but anyway,
all good.
Yes, it is all good. The cast was a good list. I mean, I liked their voiceover animation, so they did a good job with what they had. It's interesting for me seeing how normally with Babe and all these other movies, you just kind of get human interaction with the animal, right? So you get this weird overview from the outside looking in, whereas this film sort of shifted between the outside looking in and then you would see their perspective, like in the carnival with the fireworks.
Yeah, that
when
was
they started
very
going off. It was because, both of our dogs did not do well in fireworks.
No,
so
they go shaking in the corner. You're like, ah!
our dog now currently can no longer hear very well, so she sleeps through them. Mm-hmm. But her entire life, whenever there were fireworks, she would, you could be in the basement to hide, and it would still, she'd shake like a leaf. So they really do juxtapose that where, the dogs are talking about how it's like, oh my God, there's like bombs dropping. What is that? They're going to get us. And they freak out.
Right. Because to them, they have such good hearing that it's amplified. That's like the
dogs are cute.
Yes.
I know you said that, but there you go. I added it again to give it an extra good.
Anyway, I was going to go into the themes for this.
Because I think we've covered all the good.
Right?
Oh, man, I feel so bad.
Anyway, so what are the themes here? I mean, the biggest thing here is that Doug really is not a good human.
Doug is a meanie.
Mm-hmm. And he classically used the dog to get back at his ex.
You notice that, right?
Yeah.
People forget that animals are, living, breathing. Mm-hmm. And, when she goes to grab the dog and says, you don't even like Reggie, he goes, well, I don't care about him, but you can't have him, and that's what matters.
Yeah. It's like,
so you condemn the dog to a horrible life because of your anger, because, oh, wait, Doug cheated on her.
Yeah. And he put all of the hatred and vitriol on the dog when it was really his own actions that put him there.
Well, that leads into the lack of responsibility, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's one interesting theme throughout this is that Doug does not, take any responsibility for anything. Yeah. He's a cheater. He, he smokes stuff.
He does drugs.
He does drugs. There you go. We can say that every day, basically. And then he watches videos and stuff.
Yes.
I'm so struggling here. Wow, this is weird. Look, he does a lot of stuff we can't cover in the podcast. Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's like, when Reggie is sitting telling him, you're really not a good guy. And then they cut to Doug, and all Doug's hearing is, arf, 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 arf. Which again is funny to me because it's more Reggie letting go than it is Doug actually hearing and accepting his guilt, because some people are never going to change no matter how much you talk to them. It's like the Peanuts teacher, wah, 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 wah. They're never going to accept their fault. They're never going to accept their responsibility. And it's up to you as a human being to just, or, a living, breathing animal to just suck it up and walk away, because they're not worth it anymore.
And the irony is that Reggie was trying to leave, but Doug didn't understand that.
Yeah.
And
then Doug tried to keep him there and was basically like, you know what, that's it. And then Doug was going to exact
his revenge,
his justice, I guess.
On
and
Reggie.
then, well, let's just say that who let the dogs in?
Yeah, Reggie's friends came to the rescue. And yeah, that basically had the climactic effect.
Yeah, of things we cannot discuss here. But I'm sure other people and the trailer will give it away.
Right? Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Yeah, but seriously though, we need to be held accountable for what we do, right? Mm-hmm. But we also need to accept responsibility for what we do. And even Bug doesn't want to accept that when the girl stepped on him, she bit him in response. It was a natural response. It was not something Bug the dog,
girl.
The Boston bit the girl. Yeah. Bit her on the ankle.
Yeah.
She stepped on him. It was just a really bad mistake. But instead of taking responsibility that he did something in a reaction, just like human beings say something or do something that we regret because we don't really believe it or feel it. It's just we're angry, and the idea is we lash out in whatever way we know will hurt you. Mm-hmm. An animal, unfortunately, cannot speak, so it's either they're going to claw you or they're going to bite you.
Right.
And at the end, he even takes responsibility and forgives himself for what he's done, forgives Emma for sending them to the shelter, or actually to be put down, because a dog that bites usually is put down.
Right.
And he accepts a new home.
Right. It allows him to move on as well.
To open his heart again. Right. And that's because he allowed Reggie and everybody to show him what real love is.
Right.
Although, I'm sorry, no peeing in a circle.
No?
No. That whole, can we pee on each other? Because what you pee is, it was the circle pee was all the dogs peed on each other because they said if you pee on something, it's yours.
Yeah. Well, technically, it kind of is, right?
Yeah, because I'm not touching it when it's, yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
So the other theme here that I think that is important to mention is that it does highlight that adopting a dog is preferable to buying them from a puppy mill. right?
Yeah, I think that
'Cause
goes into
it's-
accountability, right? Because, humans really, if you think about it, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like legally, if you abuse a dog or dump a dog or whatever, it is so hard to find you, number one. But number two, the laws are so weak.
Yeah, because they're dogs, they're quote, animals.
And the thing is, you've purchased this from a breeder. You made the decision to get this dog.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people buy a dog without understanding how to take care of the dog. Doesn't understand what kind of, what personality the dog has. And when faced with that reality that, the dog is really not cute. They look cute, but they're not cute because of all the work behind it. Then that's when people bail. And it's not the dog's fault.
No, I love my puppies and I do everything and anything. And yes, it is a full-time responsibility, but I would not trade a moment of it for the world. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, they give their love unconditionally. So
you love them for a portion of your life. They love you for the entirety of theirs.
Right. So, okay. I think we've made our point there. Any other good?
Sadly, no.
All right. So let's.
I'm sorry, I had to. I've been waiting to use that sound effect
my
for the entire
goodness.
so far.
Anyway, okay. So let us talk about the bad then.
The story is paper thin.
Of course it is.
I think it was, and maybe I'm wrong, but because there was no human counterparts to kind of carry or create more depth or whatnot, it felt like a one-trick pony. Every other animal movie, I guess, has humans or they have other animals. I mean, Lion King has like 10 million animals that you can. There's more depth there, and this was Doug is bad. I will beep 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 beep. Yes, I sound like the backing up of a vehicle, but you get the point. And that's it.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's why, for me anyway, the story seemed very slow at the very beginning. And I was like, okay, so when is the action happening? Right?
Yeah.
There was the action of Doug trying to get rid of Reggie. And then it was like a lull and maybe it was just me. It felt long, but maybe it wasn't.
No, it was long.
Okay.
I found myself looking at my watch going,
Okay.
Did you feel like it was just one really long trailer?
Yes. At one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, like I saw all the stuff from the trailer and I'm like,
at least
okay.
they used
right
all of the stuff from the trailer in the movie.
We can actually say the best parts were in the trailer because it was in the movie. Yeah, that's happened a lot recently.
Yeah. So I'm like, points for them on that.
Kudos there. We'll give you a half a star on that one.
Because it's so raunchy. I mean, there's some points during the movie where it was kind of funny, but overall, I didn't think it was funny. It was like really crude, right?
There were moments that were the crudeness was when it first hits you and you chuckle. But I think the problem for me was it was the same crude humor over and over and over again.
Like really gross bathroom jokes.
Yeah. And again, when you don't have development of characters and emotional connection, it's basically just that. So,
although I have to say, they did have, and maybe this should be the good, or maybe the cute. They did have a connection with the mailman.
that's the devil in the sky.
I thought that was cute.
That was cute. Yeah, no, we've got to. So let's just go right into the cute then.
Okay.
It's how they dealt with the postman. It's like the devil in the sky. And at the end, Bug is with his new home. He is running to the fence. And they're like, yeah, we see you. Don't you dare come in here. We're going to get you.
I know. I'm like, and then the mailman's like, oh, they're really lively today.
They're so active. They're so cute.
Oh, my goodness.
The losing hunter has a cone. And in the beginning, I actually thought it was because he had had an injury or something like that. And he actually was saying, no, I have the cone for security. It's like a security blanket for him. And it's because of his insecurities and he doesn't really have a voice, right? So I thought it was adorable and somewhat a good theme as well. When he finds his people, he can shed that cone because he can find himself and comfort in himself in order to stand up and defend them, defend himself, and be happy.
Well, I was actually thinking that he got rid of the cone because Reggie was in trouble. And so it wasn't for him. He was standing up for his friend. But I guess it's
I kind of took
similar.
I took it as he had realized what love was from friends and had the support group he needed to where he felt safe enough to do something. Because in the beginning, when the other dog would say something negative to him or his friends, Hunter did nothing. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a cute and in some way a good theme. He can't howl. So they all start howling.
That was actually really funny.
Yeah, no matter how many times he does it, he's like howling. That was cute. I liked Hunter. I think Hunter more so, I guess, was the comedy, like the comedic relief.
Yeah.
So that was,
Well, because he's a big dog. I don't even know what breed
he's
dog
a
that
big,
that
huge
was, but-
lap dog, basically.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, and it personifies what at least I think of big dogs like that, where they think they're lap dogs.
Yeah.
So just so cute.
So one of the things I absolutely love because of me being a writer, there in the carnival section, there's a dog and they're asking the dog, hey, do you know where this is? Whatever. Do you know what's going on? And the dog is like, yes, he looked at her and maybe she will love him and be nice to him because I am here. And he's like, oh, damn, it's one of those narrating dogs. No one can hear you narrating. No human can be in your head. No one knows what you're talking about. In the meantime, his owner is flirting with this woman who he just saw and he used the dog to get her connected. And so Bug and Reggie walk away going, stupid narrating dog. And then the narrating goes is, he's right. No one can hear what's going on in my head, just like no one knows that my owner is a serial killer.
And I was just like,
great. That to me was like a great joke.
Yeah.
And hysterically funny to me. And I think the narrating dog comes back in the end as well for like a cameo. But that to me, that was a good joke. And I wish they had more like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I did laugh out loud with that scene. Speaking of chocolate.
Oh, man. You're going there. You're going there.
Well, it was a very big thing in the movie. Really? Anyway, apparently dogs think that chocolate is made out of dog poop because they can't have it.
They can't have it, and because the owners constantly pick it up. So because they pick it up, they want to know what they do with it. So
They pick up the poop.
They pick up the poop.
Not the chocolate.
Yeah, not the chocolate. They pick up the poop. So Bug says, yeah, look at that. Look at that. They take such good care of us. They love our poop. I think it's chocolate because we're not allowed to have it. And they eat it all the time.
Yeah, it's like, no.
It's like, no, God. That was something that's something that was good in a sense of that weird humor throughout that, again, they had some great ideas. They just couldn't execute all the way through. So for whatever reason, anyway.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Bug, I mean, he actually did find the missing Girl Scout, right? In the movie, they come across other search dogs searching for a lost Girl Scout.
Police dogs.
Yes, police dogs. And so Bug actually was the one who found the missing Girl Scout. Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it was the Girl Scout
and she came out to see him. Yeah, because he was on there and he was shaking and scared, and she came out and was like, "You're lost too." And then she sat down on the rock like all upset because even the dog won't help her.
Right. So, and we had mentioned this earlier that because Bug can let go of the past and accept his responsibility, then he was able to go back and find his forever human / home. So
And
that
have a couch.
that
I can't say a lot.
oh my
But
god,
something that was also kind of cute that I liked that some movies have kind of gotten away from is they show the where are they now, like what they're doing. And it somewhat saddened me that Reggie has to continue to help all of
Others.
these abandoned dogs.
right? Which is why we were talking about, really. There's so many other dogs there. You don't need to really get it from a breeder
Or from
a
puppy
puppy
mill.
mill.
But yeah, it's so sad because it's such a reality. And I know they tried to end it with like a high note of how he's helping them thrive on the streets, but they shouldn't have to.
No, but the point is he's still very good friends with Bug, and so he now has a more healthy environment.
He has a balance.
He has a balance. And the Girl Scout, I don't remember her name, has a brother. And so, maybe Reggie will become the little brother's pet.
Maybe
right?
he chooses not to.
Yeah.
But again, it's just one of those things where he shows that no matter what happens, the cycle continues over and over and over again because of humanity being what it is.
Right. Exactly.
So it's kind of, a sad note, but also
It's
somewhat
realistic.
hopeful. Yeah, it's realistic. It's somewhat hopeful because you see Bug doing well. You see Maggie, who could catch a scent and did amazing, ends up being a police dog. And of course, the cute little dogs that are for the Instagram famous, they're like, oh my God, I tilted my head and it was so cute. And Maggie was just way too smart for them. And so the previous owner goes, oh, I like the clothes you put her in. And the police officer's like, it's a uniform.
Yep.
She's working.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Maggie and
so
Hunter
cute.
got together. I said they got together. All right. So I guess that is our discussion then of Strays, yes?
Yes.
All right. So let us now do our Forever Fangirls rating. Drum roll, please. We rate Strays 2.5 stars. And we do agree on this rating.
I wish it could be better. I really do. I think it had excellent points. I think it had great underlying themes. But if I'm being honest, did I really expect more?
I don't know.
After
Did you?
seeing that trailer?
Did you?
No. The dogs look. All right, this is basically what you see from the trailer and what you get in the film. The dog is abandoned. The dog exacts revenge, and then they all live happily ever after. The dogs are cute. It's a fun night out with our little group. We went to the to the movies with a bunch of people. It was fun. But would I watch it again unless there was nothing else I was interested in? No.
Well, at least you're honest.
I mean, you know what I might do? I might just wait to the end. Like you can keep the channel, or you can fast forward on stream. That's what I would do. I would just watch the ending again because, why not?
Okay.
But other than that, I'd say go see Barbie and wait for this on streaming.
There you go. I mean, I felt the same way. Like we were talking about, the trailer did its job because when we saw the trailer itself, it was so hilarious that we were like, oh my God, we are seeing that movie, right? Not only because it had dogs, but it was just a different take. And then the mushrooms and the bunnies happened.
Oh, no.
Which we know nothing about. We know nothing about. Anyway, I didn't expect it to be so crude and cringeworthy, so I focused on how adorable the dogs were when they weren't attacking the rabbits.
Listen, y'all.
Stop bringing up the rabbits.
We know nothing about.
Stop bringing up the rabbits.
Okay.
We don't talk about bunnies. No. We don't talk about bunnies. Well, that's our show, folks.
Oh, my
Thank you
goodness.
for tuning in.
No.
As always, thank you to our sponsor, Kindness Untamed. Don't forget to visit the store at kindnessuntamed.com and let them know that you heard of them through the Forever Fangirls podcast. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to our discussion about the movie Strays. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and leave us a review.
And until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember, animals, especially domesticated dogs and cats, give unconditional love to their humans and help us through life's many, many challenges. They deserve as much, if not more, from us in return.